trying to explode by, it just almost gave out. He immediately grabbed for that left Achilles area.
I wanna go far, there's no stopping. I see them watching, I see them hating. One day I swear I'ma be on the station. Mama, I gotta make moves.
The other night, while we were watching the Warriors and the Rockets battle in a very intriguing series, everyone and their moms watching, everyone's tuned in. But the world froze when Kevin Durant went up for his jump shot like he normally does. Came down, hit the jump shot as Kevin Durant, but he looked back when he came down and ran up the court as if something had hit him in his leg, and he began to limp off the court, and everyone thought he had tore his Achilles, the infamous Achilles injury. Now, I never had this injury and I never want to. Thank God I never want this injury or anything like that. But from people that have had it, they say when you get it, it's no indicators. It's nothing that builds up that, like that can signify this is coming. It just hits you like a ton of bricks and you feel it in your Achilles. And they say it goes all the way up to your calf to the back of your knee, and it's just painful. Now, just a quick plug, and you guys know I have to do it. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel and this is your first time around, I post videos every single day, for the most part. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, make sure you turn on the post notifications. I know sometimes you guys don't get it because YouTube is pretty much broken, but make sure you guys do it. It really helps me out a lot. Also follow all of my social medias. Thank you. Now, like I was saying, this injury has taken out some of the NBA's best players of the past, and I'm talking about legends. And when they get taken out and they get this injury, they're never quite the same of what they were like before the injury, because it is a very, very, very hard injury to come back from. Now, if you don't know what your Achilles is, it's like that little upper line right above your heel and the back of your foot. And even as I feel mine right now, I'm feeling it right now, it just feels so fragile. Like, I would just be so scared to get it hurt, because you can't quite push off your foot the same, you can't quite land the same, you can't quite run the same. Every single thing you do for the rest of your life that involves athletics isn't going to be the same. Now, I'm not sure how young you guys are, but I remember a player named Elton Brand. Now, he was drafted by the Bulls, I believe. He played for the Clippers. A lot of people don't know Elton Brand was a hog back in his day. I mean, from a rookie, he was averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds. I mean, in 2005, 2006, he had a season where he averaged 24 points and 10 rebounds, made 2 All-Star games. He was pretty much a perennial 20-point, 10 rebound season type of guy, but he got taken out by this very, very annoying injury. And I'm showing you guys the numbers now. Elton Brand, I mean, as a 6'9" player, he relied on his athleticism quite a bit because he wasn't, really the tallest forward. So his leaping ability allowed him to get like 2.5 blocks a game. He was pretty much a force because he was able to leap and really use his, lower extremities. But after that injury, as you can see, his numbers weren't terrible, but they did take a decline. A player like Chauncey Billups, he got this injury when he was 35 years old. Now, granted, he was at the end of his career, so he was coming to an end, anyway. He joined the Clippers pretty much to mentor Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and be like that overseer, that championship winner to help those young guys out. But, in a game versus the Magic at the end, like an overtime game or something like that, he got hurt, and his career was never the same. Like, he averaged 8 points after that. His efficiency went down. He signed with the Pistons after that, averaged 3 points. His career was taken out by Achilles injury. The iconic Isiah Thomas, the one that we see on NBA TV all the time, when he was like 32 years old in 1994. Now, granted, he already announced that he was going to retire anyway because he was battling injuries, prior to his Achilles. But, in April of that year, I believe he tore his Achilles a month before he was, he wanted to retire, and his career was ended, and he never played another game in the NBA. I mean, this injury just wipes out legendary careers. And most, notable, and the one that we all remember, if you're not like a 9-year-old Golden State Warriors fan that just started watching basketball yesterday, everybody pretty much remembers the Kobe Bryant Achilles injuries in 2012, 2013. If you remember that season and you actually watched basketball like I did, that year, that was the year they got Dwight Howard, Paul Gasol, Steve Nash. They had that super team or whatever, and they weren't like what people thought they were going to be. So Kobe Bryant was willing them. He was playing 38 minutes a game at 34 years old. He was putting up 27 points a game. He was, he wasn't that inefficient. He was balling, needed that team in the playoff hunt. He was trying his hardest to get that team in the playoffs, and he was doing it like in a good way. He was still Kobe Bryant. But, in the end of the year, in the game versus Golden State, Kobe Bryant was having one of his great games, hitting threes, battling a young up-and-coming Golden State team. He was doing his thing, but he drove, I believe, against Klay Thompson and fell and grabbed that Achilles immediately, and we all scared and held our breath and said, God damn, like this isn't good, because we saw this injury before. Now, Kobe Bryant heroically went up to the free throw line, shot the 2 free throws. We all kind of give him his praise for that, walked off the court. He was a soldier, he was a savage. We know Kobe Bryant, that's what he does. but after that his career was never the same. And in the following season he tried to come back. I believe he only played like 6 games. He was only playing like 30 minutes a game. He got hurt, averaged 13 points. He just wasn't Kobe Bryant. And then the next season he tried to come back. He played 35 games, only averaged like 22 points on 37% from the field. You can tell his athleticism it was just declining, like he was just gone. He was relying a lot more on his post moves and pretty much his IQ. And then the following season after that, that was his finale season. And even in this finale season in 2015-2016, I was praying to God that he didn't get hurt, because he was great and all, but Kobe Bryant, the 2 years prior, he had gotten hurt, so I was like, man, I hope he can at least ride this out, but God was on his side. This is why, to me, when DeMarcus Cousins went down with that Achilles injury last year, and in free agency, nobody really bidded on DeMarcus Cousins because he's a big with a temper problem who had an Achilles tear. And that's, as a big like that who was heavy, a lower extremity injury like that, no one's going to really give him a max contract. I believe that injury cost him millions, like millions of dollars. I even made a video about it. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. But, you know, that's why he probably didn't get that contract, because of that injury. I believe Dominique Wilkins was like the only player to tear his Achilles and still be able to come back and put up similar numbers. I'm showing you that, you know, he tore his Achilles at age 32, and he was still able to come back and still put up solid numbers. And that was like 5 seasons, you know, after his Achilles injury, he was still able to be productive. And you got to remember, he was an exception because people looked at him like the LeBron of that era. Like, he was athletic, he was a freak of nature, so that's an exception. That's not going to happen typically. That's not, you know, the average thing. He was just like a freak of nature. His body was just, you know, genetics or whatever. But typically, you're not going to come back and be the exact same. Even the players as of late, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins, he tore his Achilles, and as we've seen, I mean, he was playing with Golden State and he was getting back, but he didn't seem like the DeMarcus Cousins that we knew. His movement was a little off. I mean, he was still getting there, and granted, it was a season after, so we got to see how he is next year. Rudy Gay, he tore his Achilles in 2017. It took him a while. Wesley Matthews, he tore his Achilles, never was the same. Brandon Jennings tore his Achilles, not even in the league anymore, and even when he came back from his Achilles injury, it took him like a year to recover, and he had to go to the G League. So, you know, it's just a hard injury to come back from. This is why we held our breath. The whole world held our breath when Kevin Durant was injured, and he walked off the court with that limp and stuff like that, because we know this injury is that severe. Kobe Bryant, like I said, he was 34 years old, but I feel like he could have played 22, 23 seasons if that didn't happen, because he was still averaging 27 points a game when he got injured up to that point. So he could have had a few more seasons of at least 25, 24 points per game. After that, he just hit a brick wall because, like I said, his athleticism, you know, everything pretty much declined. So this injury is a very significant injury. That's why when anybody gets it, we always hold our breath and hope they can be somewhat of the person that they were before the injury. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. If you ever had this injury, tell me what it's like, because it seems like it's crazy, man. Make sure you guys follow all of my social medias, turn on my post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, stay tuned.